Okay. Now you better work.
Detox.
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 I thought you said detox. I thought like an emotional detox.
Detox, emotional detox.
Wait, I love detox. Detox.
Detox.
Yes.
Okay, Detox with Kim and Annalise. Cheers, Detox.
Cheers.
Be
Kimmy.
like, hey, Detox.
You can also call me Kimchi.
Kimchi, my little sis. Detox with Kim and Annalise. With Kimchi and...
I love the name. Wait, I love the name.
Today's topic is, we've asked questions, any kind of concerns, worries, existential crises you may be having. We've asked questions and we've accumulated a few questions that we're going to answer today. Just a disclaimer, neither of us are professional therapists, so we're just giving our life advice.
Yes.
So
That is, yeah.
I've been told I give good advice by people. I don't know if I do.
You do.
Thank you. You guys can tell me that. But we're just doing this for fun. And
Yeah. I've been giving advice to people my whole life, so I think
You give
we're
me good
both
advice.
kind of I think we're
you give me
What's the
really good
word?
advice.
okay. I think we got it. I'm excited.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, so take that with a pinch of salt and enjoy. Today's topic, people ask questions, and because Kim and I are both musicians and actors, we are working in the entertainment industry, the questions kind of seem to have rotated around that general theme. So, our first question,
And I feel like it's questions that a lot of people are asking.
there was a lot of common ones,
Yeah.
like with a common thread. Would you like to ask the first question? Read the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone says your time will come, but isn't that survivorship bias? For every person whose time came at 35 or 40, there's thousands whose time never come. How do you stay realistic without becoming cynical?
That's a good one. I hear that a lot
Wow.
too. I hear my best friend, if I'm ever having a breakdown where I'm like, what do I do? I'm being really dramatic, right? I'm just sitting with my bestie on a Sunday morning and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Should I keep doing this? Like what's going on? And am I ever gonna, yeah. She tells me, listen, look at Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep was, I'm not sure I'll put the actual age here, but she was like 40 when she got her big job that really sent her, right? And Meryl Streep is mother queen in this industry. So there are a lot of people who, make it when they're older, and there's a lot of people who, I guess, never do make it. But firstly, what is your definition of making it?
It's funny because I think people chase success in a way where, oh, like, when will I become famous? When when is whatever, like they're looking for the time where when paparazzi is gonna chase them, or they'll make it on a big stage. I think success is what you make of it. I think I already feel successful because I think when you're happy, when you're at a place where you can enjoy what you're doing and kind of make a living out of it, I think for me that's success. Like whatever makes you happy, whatever stage you're in and you're like, oh cool, I can, I'm kind of making enough money with whatever I'm doing, and it makes me really happy. I think that's success.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
I think chasing fame and paparazzi and the glamour and the the glitz and glamour, I think is maybe a wrong way of seeing it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The way I see it.
Yeah.
Like, of course it's nice, of course we all want to perform at the big stages, you know, and get a Grammy, and of course, and you will one day. But I think just asking yourself, where would I be happy and fulfilled, and also like make a living out of it? I think for
agree.
me, it's hard when you can't make a living out of it, but I think when you can, I'm like, I made it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think everybody's definition of success is different. Some people's definition of success may be like, you know, I want to win that Oscar or I want that Grammy. But if you can make a living out of it, like making a living out of being an artist is success, because it's not an easy industry. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy at all. And most of me and my friends have a couple of jobs, like when we're not on a job doing the acting, when we're not touring, when we're not doing something like that, we're doing something else. Like I teach yoga, you know, I teach singing. And so it depends. But there are times when you're like, I'm successful right now because I'm only doing acting and I don't have to be doing my muggle jobs. I love my muggle jobs. Teaching yoga is really fun. So like I love my muggle jobs. But I agree. It is, what is your definition of success? Because if you're thinking, when am I going to make it? I think they are probably referring to becoming an A-lister. And if that's your definition of success, that's a very high bar. I'm not saying you can't do it. You can do whatever you want to if you put your mind to it. I fully believe that. And I don't think enough people are told that. I'm really lucky that my parents told me that since I was a kid. They're like, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. And this is at a time where like my mother grew up a single mother raising 3 kids by herself, and she was still telling us this. So it's just because she was a single mother working a full-time job and being like, look at me, I'm a woman doing it all myself. You guys can do the same, you know? And so I'm lucky to have heard that growing up. But not everybody hears that. So I think like, you know, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. And that's coming from my mother, who did not come from like, she came from a family, she's got 6 brothers and sisters as well. And her mother was very proud of her when she saw like how far she got up in her career. So she proved it, right? And so my favorite hobby is proving people wrong. I will say that. I've said that since I was a kid. My dad said that. My dad said
I think
that.
there's also a question in here. I think there's a question in here.
Yeah.
Like,
what is
I
it?
lost my train of thought. It's just when people are putting you down. It's so funny because I love it.
Proving people
I'm
wrong?
like, no, tell me how much you don't believe in me.
Yeah,
Please do, because I will show you and it'll make me go crazy.
Yeah, it's like, it gives you fire, right? So like, I've been like that since I was a kid. I remember when I was in school, this is like off topic, but when I was in school, I started track and field. Like I'm a runner, right? And I'm an athlete. And I started track and field when I was 11. Yeah, when I was 11. And I used to throw javelin, right? The big spears, you know? You've seen that?
Uh-huh.
So I used to throw javelin, and I was told, because I'm like a small little girl, that like you can't throw javelin or whatever because I'm tiny. Like I'm a tiny woman still, and my arms can be like seen as quite tiny. And when I was a kid, I was always a very thin kid as well. And I don't know, being told that you can't do that because you're a girl. And then I went on to get first in states. So I was like, okay,
Yes,
I'll prove it to
did.
you. And every time that happened, like that's why I trained to be really strong. And I was like, I'll prove it to you. That's why like I still train in martial arts and stuff like that, because people see a tiny woman and they're like, oh, she can't do anything. And I'm like, you watch. Or like even with acting, one of my cousins, when I was probably 12, I went to an acting camp and over the summer. And that's when I was really like, I'd always done art since I was a kid. I had done dance. I was always on stage since I was a kid. But I remember going to this acting camp when I was 12 or 11. It was the summer I moved to a new state, and I went to this acting camp with my cousin and my sister. And there was this girl there I admired so much. She was one of the girls leading the camp. She was, at the time, probably in high school. And after I did that, I got this passion, and I was like, I love acting. I want to do this for my entire life. And I remember being in the pool with my sisters and one of my cousins. And my cousin looks at me and she goes, do you really think you're going to be an actor when you're older? Like, do you really think you can make that a job? And I'm 11. And so I was like, I'll show you. I will show you I'm going to do that. And so I
Exactly.
still remember that, like, so vividly. And hey, now I'm doing it. And I'm not going to tell you which one of my cousins said that. I'll tell you later. But one of my cousins said that to me. And I was so hurt. I was like, yeah, but you know what? I will. And guess what? I just finished the film as a lead character, and I'm touring around Korea and Japan. So, so I've done it, and I'm living in London, which was also a dream of mine when I was a kid.
Exactly. No, yeah, we love proving people wrong, and it's my favorite hobby ever.
It's my favorite hobby. I have so many hobbies, but proving people wrong, my favorite hobby. Yeah, so I think without becoming cynical, to answer the last bit of this question, stay realistic. Find muggle jobs that you like. And when I say muggle job, I think that might be an actor's term, or maybe it's just the drama school I went to term. A muggle job, I'm referring to Harry
I've never
Potter.
heard that term.
You know, like Harry Potter, the muggles and the wizards?
Oh yeah.
So muggles are the not magical people. So in my school, we called our normal jobs our muggle jobs because they're the not magical jobs.
Wait, I love that.
So if you want to find, if you want to keep this, if you want to stay realistic and not become cynical, find a muggle job that you like. If you know you're taking that time to build up your career, because it makes it a lot easier. Because when I am teaching yoga, I'm like, yeah, this is great. When I'm on set, I'm like, yeah, this is great. And it's all great. And if you can find, I'm in a privileged position where like I have the skills to teach yoga and I love it. If you can find a muggle job you like, though, I think it makes it a lot easier.
Or your muggle job could be like, I'm not pursuing modeling as a career. I'm fine with it. I think I'm good at it. And I just do, little modeling jobs and commercials on the side. And that's how I started too. Is, as you're waiting to get your role in a film or whatever you're waiting for or working towards. I think that was really good for me, and it taught me a lot. Just doing commercials and modeling, and I'm so grateful for that, and it's fun to do. But maybe stuff like that, or if you're a singer, maybe you could try. It's you really got to be annoying. Honestly,
Be annoying.
You have to be annoying. And I'm sure that there's a bar somewhere or a speakeasy that would take you and pay you a little bit of money here and there to perform, maybe. So maybe you could branch out and just look at the options. I feel like there's a lot of people in the industry, and I've heard that so many times, where it's like, oh, that's below me. Well, is it though? Like, I think all jobs are fun. And yes, it's like if you're being paid almost nothing, then yes, I get it. You're not going to take it, but saying a job is below you, that sometimes to me is a red flag.
As long as it's not going against your morals, yeah. If it's going against your morals, do not
Yeah,
take it.
no, yeah. But it's like, some people say like, oh, this commercial is like, it's below me because, I don't know, it's not playing on the national TV, and it's not gonna be, it's not a Super Bowl commercial, so I'm not doing it. Maybe I'm like off context here.
No.
I just, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Anyway.
Should I ask one of mine?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll go from the top of mine. Okay, this kind of goes into what we were just talking about, so I'll add this one in here, and then just go to the next one. But this person said, should I pursue my dreams of making a living off of music or get a boring 9-to-5 job instead? I think pursue your
9 to
dreams.
5.
Huh? You're lying. You would never. You would never.
I would die. No, I would die.
Listen, same. Same. I say pursue your dreams always. Pursue your dreams always. That is always going to be my answer. But if you need that time, like Kim was just saying, do something in a speakeasy, take little jobs singing at restaurants or jazz clubs or wherever you can find that. You can still do both. A lot of those things happen in the evening, and I totally get it. When I was working a 9-to-5, I wasn't even working 9 to 5. I was working a 7-day a week, like 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Because I was teaching yoga, and I used to work as a showroom hostess at like a luxury car dealership, and it's exhausting, and I did not have any energy to be creative, so I found other jobs that supported my lifestyle better. But I say pursue your dreams, and if you need a 9-to-5 for a short period of time, for like a year, while you grow that dream, that's totally fine. You don't have to give up one for the other. You can always do something on the side. It just depends on how passionate you are about pursuing your dreams. And if, like we just said earlier, if you can find something that you like doing, that is your side job for the time being, I think you should always put 100% energy into your dreams. But let's say you're gonna put 99.9% energy into your dreams and like 0.1% into making the money that you need. Like one of my best friends, right? He is an actor, he's fantastic, he's awesome. He has a side company that he started just because somebody gave him a van at some point, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna start a moving company where I help people move house, right? And that just ended up, he's really charming and he's really personable, and he really cares about, he loves business though. He just found so much love for it, right? And he's really good at it. So he makes a lot of money doing that. But now that his company's done so well, he's hired employees, so they do all the moving, and now he can focus on his family and his career of being an actor, right? So it just depends. You never know where that one little side job is gonna go. It could blow up, and it might become passive income, which is what you would want. Okay, this next one.
By the way,
is,
you said a van.
Yeah.
Dude, if somebody gave me a van, I would make it a matcha truck.
Of course you would.
That is a dream. Like, I know I want to be an artist, but also I want to sell matcha.
But dude, if you sold matcha,
I want to.
You'd have matcha, like actual matcha. You'd have your matcha cookies. You'd have your matcha cakes.
No, yeah.
This girl makes so much, like, professionally baked, like beautifully. She takes this, like, what is it, white chocolate, and you write all over it, and it's beautiful. Like, she's an artist, a true artist to her bones. And her first try making these matcha cookies, I was just beyond impressed. It's insane.
I was so disappointed. I wanted to cry.
If anybody wants matcha cookies, you were disappointed because she's a perfectionist and she smudged one little line. But if anybody wants her matcha cookies, put it in the comments, and we'll talk about getting your matcha business started.
I will make cookies if anybody wants them, and I will send it off to wherever. It's my therapy. It's baking and it's cooking and it's Anyway, so that's the dream.
I love it.
If anybody can help me make it happen, I just need a little van to sell matcha from and cookies. So
I love it.
and you'd be singing in front of it.
Okay.
I would give you any time you want. I'm like, there is your venue.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
So there you go.
That's a dream.
Okay.
It has to be in good weather though. I like hot weather, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, if it's
Sunshine.
raining, it's canceled.
Sunshine, but like I need it covered to protect my skin, you know.
Right. Yes. But I'd be in the van anyway. So
Yeah.
So.
Okay, moving on. That was kind of connected to the first one, so I'll go to this one.
Yeah.
I like everything and I like nothing, and now I'm just because I don't know what career to choose. Arts, science, music, literature. But I'm afraid I'm just too late. What do I do? So this person has done so many things: accounting, marketing,
not late.
coding. This is true. Yeah.
You are not late.
I'm 21. 21? You're 21 and this is one of your...
Dude.
I had these worries at 21 as well, don't you worry. But let me tell you, from my old 27-year-old self, I'm not old, but I feel old. I get it. I totally get it. You don't know what to do with your career. Listen, my dear. 21 is very young. At 21, I thought I knew everything. I knew nothing, right? And still, to this day, right now, I think I know a lot. I'm gonna look back in 3 years and be like, wow, she was so ignorant. But that's not a bad thing. It means you have so much more to learn, right? So it's not a bad thing to be ignorant, because obviously if you've only lived 21 years, or 27 years, 23 years, you're not gonna have that wisdom of an 80-year-old. And how awesome is that? Because you have so much to learn. You'd like so much opportunity to learn. Okay.
No, and we don't want to be 80 right now, so.
No, exactly. So you got to enjoy this time. Okay, but you like everything and nothing. You're not screwed up because you don't know what career to choose. You're 21. That's why. Because that is so young. And okay, in every country it's a bit different on like when you kind of choose a career. In America, you know, you go to college and you do your general education and you can pick a major in college. In England, for example, you go to school for that course. So you don't, I went to school in England. I've never had an American college education. So I'm used to you go to school to pick one course like you would a conservatoire, but every course, like if you pick literature, if you pick science, you only do that, which everything has its pros and cons, but I really preferred that style, that approach to learning. But if you like everything, try everything. Listen, in this day and age, it is so common to pick one thing, and I'm so with you. If I wasn't an artist, if I wasn't an actor, a musician, I'd be a neuroscientist. And guess what? Hold on. I get so passionate about this. I'd be a neuroscientist.
No, but you so would be.
I love science.
Like if anyone would be a neuroscientist, that's you.
But here's the thing. You don't have to pick one. Listen, I had the luxury of having a pandemic right after I graduated college, right? So I say luxury because I had a lot of free time, right? So guess what? I love neuroscience, but I majored, my major in school was acting, and then I did a master's in music and theater. But during that time, so we had the pandemic right after I graduated college, and then I went on to do music and theater, but I had like a gap in between because of the pandemic. I did a neuroscience course online. I did two. I did a whole fundamental, how much? The first one was like, they were each like, I guess I finished like basically what would be a year of schooling in neuroscience online, but I did it in two different sections, right? So I did the first one. It was like during the pandemic, but then I started my master's during it. So like the first term of my master's, I was like in the first term of my master's, but I was also finishing a neuroscience course online. And that's just for fun because I liked it. And now I have that skill if I ever want to use it. But it also kind of comes into acting because it was based off of cognitive neuroscience. But
I wish that was me.
And like you never have to stop learning.
I'm just studying for fun.
What? It's fun.
Just studying for fun.
I know, but you know me. I study when I'm stressed, and
I know, it's amazing.
It's funny.
I love that about you, and I wish that I had that in me.
It's a bit.
That's why I'm just letting you talk because I have nothing to say because I'm like I don't even.
It's a bit peculiar.
I went to high school, finished high school, got my diploma. I said hasta la vista.
But you have so much talent and you just started everything immediately.
Good riddance. Yes. Thank you.
Like, it just depends on who you are.
It was
Some
traumatic.
people hate school. What?
It was trauma.
Trauma? School?
Trauma.
School?
Pure trauma.
School was trauma, I will tell you that. School.
Like trauma elixir.
Trauma.
Is what it was.
I went to an art school my last 2 years of high school. That was not trauma, but everything before that was, right? So
I went to art school as well. You would think that... Anyway.
But listen.
don't want to say too much.
No, some people, the way schooling is done now, I don't agree with. I think sitting down in a classroom for so long and like just doing, you can't, it's really hard to learn like that, especially for people like who have ADHD. Like I have to be doing something else. Like I was always doing something with my hands.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No,
I'm
you're good. I was always doing something with my hands, right? Because otherwise I couldn't focus. Like, you know, I can't.
Yeah, and you should be able to move your hands.
Yeah.
And I think people should be able to walk around. It was like how do you expect me to sit still and listen to the teacher for hours and hours and hours? I can't even sit on the couch calmly for an hour and a half and watch a movie. I have to move around. The jitters that I got, it was horrible, and I kept just asking to go to the bathroom because I had to move. I had to just do something with my body. It was horrible. That's why I liked COVID, because I could just do whatever. Like, I had my computer turned on, and I heard whatever I had to hear. It's like, the system's built like that. I mean, in this country, I don't, where the school that I went to, and I'm not building any stereotypes here, but you don't really learn anything during a class, from my experience. Like they basically just read off PDFs and then they sent us PDFs. So I'm like, why am I sitting in this classroom? Because I'm getting a PDF sent to me that I can just learn later. Yeah. And it's so bizarre. Like, and nobody's looking for actual knowledge. And I'm gonna stop here because I don't want to get into this drama with people that,
No, but you're right.
It's just the system.
You're right. It is the system. Yeah. It's a bad system. I think you like all these things. You like arts, science, music, literature, all of that, right? I don't think you have to pick one necessarily. Be an actor. Listen. You
don't have to pick
interested in
you
everything.
Can be everything.
Yeah, because when you're an actor,
I do it all.
Yeah,
and you do it all as well. I draw in the morning. I bake. Well, some people will say that's not an art. Whatever.
It is.
I danced for a lot of my life, and then I became an actress and a model, and then now I'm also a singer. And people are like, "Oh, so you moved to music?" I'm like, "No, I just added it to my."
Added it, right?
Portfolio. It's just added it.
Yeah, and so even if you pick one thing, right? If you don't want to pick one thing, so where I was going with this thought is, if you don't want to pick one thing, be an actor, because let's say you've seen famous actors who really go into their characters to become that character, right? Actors, in my experience, the actors who I've met and the actors who I've learned about, right, know so much, because when let's for example take was it Cate Blanchett who played that conductor? Yeah. So Cate Blanchett played Lydia Tarr. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the last name right. Lydia Tarr. In Tarr? How do you pronounce that? Do you know what I'm saying?
Don't look at me.
Oh my God. Yeah, so Cate Blanchett basically played... Hold on. Cate Blanchett played Lydia Tarr in the film where she was conductor, right? You have to do a lot of studying for that kind of role. And if you look at any other artist, any other actor who has played a role where they're portraying a real person perhaps, or if it's a made-up person and you're portraying a scientist, you study that science. And if you're a curious person, if you're saying like you don't know what to do, you said you like everything and you like nothing. Well, if you like nothing, find something you like. If you don't if you like
That's
everything,
true.
Be an actor, because then you can study everything. And if you're going to be if you're playing a role, you learn about that role to become that role. So I think it's really interesting. But also, if you want to do a normal job, right? And let's say you said arts, science, literature, music. These are all in a similar realm. Let's say you choose literature and you become a writer. You can also do music on the side. I'm an actor and a singer and a dancer, and I have a certificate of higher education in neuroscience that, I haven't used yet, but I wasn't planning to use it. I just did it because I was interested in it, right? So you don't have to pick one thing is the end of the story. You do not have to pick one thing.
Yeah.
Everything that you've tried accounting, coding, marketing, all of them. If something's missing, well, if something's missing and you're procrastinating, my love, then you're 21 and you have lots of time to figure it out. And you can always change. You can always change what you want to do at any point in your life. That's what I'll have to say on that.
Yeah, and it's also okay not to know.
Yeah.
And you can take a year to just figure it out. And you really don't have to know right away.
Yeah.
You can try. I mean, it's like you basically said it. You try a lot of things and then you'll find something.
Yeah, and especially when you're 21.
And if not, take a year if you can, travel the world and something will come to you.
Yeah, and if
I
you
believe it.
think about it, like traveling as well, you can think that can be expensive. One of my friends traveled, he did it in the cheapest way you can find, Workaway. I'm not sponsored by Workaway. I would love to be. But Workaway is a website. Yeah, so my friend did this after high school with his bestie. He went and you travel and people put up jobs. And some of these jobs are just like, I need help cleaning my guest house for this period of time while people are here. And you go and it's an easy, cheap way to travel because they give you accommodation. And sometimes they trade accommodation for the work, or sometimes they do accommodation and then they give you more money. They give you like money on top of that. So you can also do that. So take a year to find out, or take a year, work at a side job, do a cafe job or something that you like, and figure it out. So you don't have to choose. You're 21, and that's very, very young. Okay, Kimmy. Your next question. If you know what we're laughing about, check my Patreon. You can see the bloopers.
Okay, I like this one. Can you make it without moving to LA or London?
Yes.
Yes, you can. I don't see a reason why you would have to move to LA or London, especially in these times. Like, I think social media, especially being so big, it doesn't really matter where you are. But it generally doesn't matter. I think you be wherever you want to be. Auditions are everywhere. Music is everywhere. I also think, I might be wrong here, but I think the industry is, especially the film and movie industry, is kind of moving away from LA. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong.
I kind of think it is.
Things are filming everywhere. LA is, it's becoming less of a huge, prevalent place. It's obviously still a hub for film and TV because a lot of the studios are there. But you're right, with self-tapes these days, if anybody is going into the acting industry or the music industry perhaps, and you just don't know how it works, self-tapes are always your first, especially since COVID, self-tapes are always your first baseline of auditions. So it's very rare these days.
Yeah.
And perhaps unless you're doing a theater audition in London, for example. I live in London, so I'm talking from experience. So in other cities, they will have theater auditions perhaps in person. But even theater auditions these days, the first baseline, the first audition is on self-tape. You're in your living room with your phone, with your tripod, filming yourself, with your friends reading. And that is always your first baseline of auditions. And then if you get past the first audition, you might have a Zoom call or you might have an in-person audition, right? So it really doesn't matter where you are these days. You can become an actor from anywhere.
Yeah. I have beef with self-tapes, but that's its own topic.
I hate self-tapes. Honestly, I hate self-tapes. I so much prefer to be in the room, and I wish first auditions were in the room.
Yeah,
I really
always ask.
Yeah.
I always, when they send me instructions for a self-tape, I'm like, is there a possibility of doing a live audition? Because it's not the same. It's so not the same.
Have they ever said yes?
Once, yeah, once actually they did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Ask for what you want, guys.
But yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. I people ask me a lot like why LA? Why LA? I'm like I don't know. And it's not for work. It's for sure not for work, but I just love the place and I know I want to be there and it's my home and I think I thrive there. But it's just yeah, it's a matter of where you want to be and when you're feeling your best
Yeah.
and doing your best.
And for context, Kim doesn't live in
That's
LA.
that.
She lives in Slovenia. Kim is
No.
from Slovenia, born and
Yes.
raised.
Well, nobody's gonna know where that is. So I never like people ask me, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm like Europe, just Europe. And like, but where Europe? I'm like,
You're right. Not a lot of people know where Slovenia is, I guess. But you're right to assume that they wouldn't know where it is. Yeah, because I guess I've been to Slovenia, which is why I know it. But like,
but also, you are you, and you know it. Like you would know it.
what do you mean?
I just so many times that people asked me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm from Slovenia," and they're like, "Oh, cool, that's Russia, right?" Or it's like, "Oh, Slovakia." I'm like, "No, I said Slovenia, not Slovakia, and it's not the same thing." And I think maybe you should know that. And then I have to describe it. And I'm like, "Well, it's bordering Italy, and it's bordering Croatia, and it's this whole ordeal." And I'm just like, "I'm from Europe."
Fair enough. That's so fair enough. Yeah.
It's exhausting. Oh my god.
Yeah. But Kim wants to move to LA because she's lived there for a period of her time in her life and fell in love with it. But that doesn't mean...
Well, Kim is moving to LA.
Kim is moving to LA. Thank you. Yes, change your language. Kim is moving to LA. And it doesn't mean that you have to be there to get jobs. Or for me, I live in London. Listen to this. For me, I live in London. And I'm doing well there as an artist and my muggle jobs as well. But now I'm moving to a different place. And it's neither LA or obviously London because I'm moving out of London. But it's neither of those places. And, you know, it's just on depending on where you feel best. Live where you feel best. And whenever you're happy, you know, you do a lot better in every aspect of your life if you're happy. So wherever you're happy, stay there. If you're in a small town and you like living in a small town because it's comfortable and you don't want to live in a big city, you can totally be an actor from a small town. And, you know, you're going to have to go to the big cities sometimes for jobs. But for example, if you're filming on set, you're going to go to the location of set, right? It doesn't mean you have to live in the big cities anymore because these days with the internet and with social media and with self-tapes, like it's not important where you live.
Period. Yeah.
Should we do one more?
Sure.
Should I start rapping? Yes. That's the end to that. If you want to start rapping, why not? Mm-hmm. There's no other context to this. So
Oh, that's it?
that's it. Should I start rapping?
Well,
Yes.
you start rapping.
Well, yes, start rapping.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Kim?
My thoughts are you better start today.
Listen to Kimmy. You better start today.
These are my thoughts, just right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna count down and you start rapping. 3,
Me?
2, 1. No, I mean whoever.
Start rapping. There
Whoever
we
asked.
go. Yes, just start rapping. No, I've already started rapping.
There we go. Now you're a rapper.
Now you're a rapper.
Perfect. No, it's yeah. Of course you should.
Of course you start rapping. Should I start?
I think the word no is the worst word.
Yes.
Like every time you ask yourself, should I do? Well, unless it's like a bad thing that you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Maybe then think about it. But if it's something that you're like, oh, should I do that? Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, do it. And also, like, once I was asked, it was a radio interview, and somebody asked me, where's your limit? I'm like, what do you mean? What is that word?
Yes. Yes.
I think never limit yourself. Never limit yourself.
Never limit.
So
never.
absolutely start rapping.
Somebody said this to me recently. This is not just for the arts industry. I have a friend, a close friend, who works in accounting, right? So this is not just an arts industry thing. and he was signing a new client. We were talking the other day. I was just updating him on my life recently, and he's updating me on his because we're both not in the same city right now, and we're both working outside of where we live. And he was like, oh, but I was thinking, like, I was, met with this client, but like, I think he's too big for me. Like, I just don't know. I was like, what? Stop right there. Too big? What do you mean too big for you? He's like, he's done so many things, and he's starting this other huge company. He ended up signing with him, guys. You know why? Because he was like, he's talented. People always lower their worth. And I said, this is not how we think. We do not think like that. Nothing is ever too big for you. No job, no dream is ever too big for you. If you think you can do it, if you want to do it, the only thing stopping you is yourself. And I know that's so cliche to say, but it's true.
But it's so true.
It's true, because your mind is so much stronger. You are so much stronger, always so much stronger than you think you are. And I could go on about this for hours, but if you want to do something, do it. You should never limit yourself, no matter what industry you're in. You think this client's too big for you, he's not. Everybody started somewhere, and now this person is a huge person in his industry, and he just signed this client. And he was thinking, oh my God, this person's too big for me. No, because everybody's got their strengths, everybody's got their talents, and never limit yourself. You don't have any limits, right? And I really do believe that. You do not have any limits. If you want to do something, work hard and you do it. Okay.
No notes.
No notes. Tea break?
How do you know if you're actually good? This sounds stupid, but how do you objectively know if you're talented? Friends and family always say you're amazing because they love you. Strangers online are either overly nice or unnecessarily mean. And casting directors rarely give feedback, yeah. And is there any reliable way to judge your own ability without either becoming delusional or being way too hard on yourself? Okay, so you have to, I think delusion is good. I think delusion is very welcome. I'm delusional, and I've been delusional my whole life. But I think how you know if you're actually good, I mean, it's so subjective. I think, wait, that is a hard question. I thought that I'll just have an answer. You have to be delusional. You have to work towards your goals. Wait, that is a hard question.
How do you know if you're good?
How do you know if you're actually good? Jesus. I mean, I'm gonna talk about my experience, but I might be off topic here, so please cut me off if... So, I've been delusional all my life, and I think it's kind of necessary. I always knew that I'll make it, and there's also like I have no plan B. Like this is my life. It's not a choice, it's a life. So I'm like, I have to work towards being the best that I can. But also, I never think that I'm good enough because I'm such a perfectionist. Yeah, but I think when I actually look at the work that I do and kind of ignore that is me who I'm watching or listening to, I can kind of be objectively critical and be like, no, this is good. And also, I think for me, a big thing is people's responses, which might not be a good thing,
Yeah.
but I think working with directors and producers, I think the feedback that you get, whether it's you're acting and you get no feedback and they they're really happy with the final product, you know that they're happy and it's good. Yeah.
Pause.
So, what, am I off topic here? Like, am I making sense?
No, you're making sense. I think, and also I'm just gonna
Okay.
bring up the fact that you said that really beautifully, and you were stressing about your English a minute ago because English is not her first language.
I was.
No, you said
No.
that really beautifully, and that is true because
Yeah.
you do have to just think objectively about your work, like take yourself out of it and but being delusional, right? How do you know if you're good? You look at other people's responses because whenever you're doing things, or just find somebody who you trust their opinion. I have a friend who is so amazingly cold about the way that he judges things. And you can see by the way he talks about, like, completely, if you think in terms of MBTI, he is T. T are, they're very objective. They think about things very logically, and they're not going to hurt. They're not thinking about hurting other people's feelings. So they just say what they mean, right? And I love that. I love having people like that around me because I know if he says I do something that's good, he means it because he has told me when it's not been good or if it's not like my best. He's like, yeah, you've done better. Like, I have people like that in my life. And so you need to find people who are going to be honest with you and not just trying to take care of your feelings. And I prefer that anyway. Like, I am a very blunt person and I will always tell you the truth. Like, if somebody asks me my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm not going to give you a sugar-coated version of that, right? Because I prefer people to be blunt with me. There's no way you can get better if you're just being told that you're awesome and you're amazing and you're doing so well. I don't want to hear that.
No.
I don't want to hear that I'm doing well. I
No,
want to hear
and
what I can be better.
Yeah. And I appreciate that as well, like with you, because when I'm looking for an opinion or I'm not sure, like I do something or film something or whatever, and I ask you for your opinion because I know that you'll be honest. And I've also grown up in a family where everyone is so honest. Like 2 weeks ago, I recorded vocals for my upcoming single. And I knew they weren't the best, but I just needed them for a demo. And I sent them to my grandma. And the first thing that she said was, "This is not the final version, is it?" And I was like, and I called her and I was like, "It's not the final version. This is a demo, but is it bad?" And she was like, "No, Kim, this is really bad." And I was like, "Okay, thank you, but like, can you maybe..." I'm like, "Is it so horrible?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "No, grandma." I was like, "It's not so, like, I've grown up in a family where everyone is so honest, and that is why I haven't, like, I just started music 2 years ago because when I was a child, everyone was like, "No, I think you should stick to acting and dancing because you're not a good singer." And but I really appreciate that because then, it's not like you can trust people and you know that when they say, "No, this is good," it's actually really good. But also one thing that I wanted to say, I think for me, like, I don't really care whether I think I'm good or not. Like, I will always be a perfectionist, and I'll probably never like or be absolutely happy with everything I do. I think it's kind of, I'm learning to kind of leave the control out of my work, because I think when I try to control it, it's not good. I think it's I think it's the responses. I think it's when you make people happy with your work, when you make people feel something with your work, or when a director is really happy. Like, I see that when we wrap a commercial or a film, and you see a director's really happy and excited, and he thanks you for your work, then you're like, "Oh yeah, okay, then I guess I'm good." And when people keep calling you about, "Oh, are you available for that?" Like, that is a sign that you're good. But I think also telling yourself and being delusional and saying, "I am really good at what I do, and I'm the best, and I rock, and I'm a star," I think it's important.
Yes.
Even if you're not, of course, you're gonna evolve and learn as you go. But I think believe in yourself and try to be confident and love yourself and love what you do.
Yeah.
I have to stop a lot and be like, no, you're too hard on yourself, and it's amazing what you're doing. So yeah.
I agree. I agree with
That's
all of
why.
that. I think you're right. Everything she said is right. I'm just going to end it there because you have to be delusional. You have to tell yourself you're being great, but always know that there is room to improve. But you do need that delusion. I'm delusional. I'm entirely delusional. But that's how I've gotten everywhere. You just have to believe it, because being delusional is actually a manifestation technique, because if you believe it's going to happen with all of your heart and you really think that, yeah, this is my life, that's what's happening, your energy matches the same level and you start focusing your energy completely on that, and you don't have any fear around it. What kills success is fear, right? And so if you have no fear around it, you're just like, yeah, of course I can do this. It's delusional, but it's also confidence. It's just like, fake it till you make it. I faked everything in my life until I made it. And like, have I made it? I'm still like getting to where I want to be, right? But if I think back on what I've done, make a checklist for yourself. Be like, okay, what have I done, right? Yeah. Because if you don't appreciate your success, you're never going to see it, right? So I think, in this time of my life, I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I need to be doing more. I think you're always going to feel like that. I have friends who are at the very, very top of the industry who think that they're not good enough. And I'm like, yeah, but you just won a Grammy. What? Or like things like that,
No, but and we're like that as well. And I'm like, no, girl, sit down and be grateful for what's happening right. I think being grateful as well when you're
grateful, delusional.
Yeah,
the two things you need,
really
gratitude and delusion. Very important.
Yeah.
The two things you need though, gratitude and delusion. That's it. Gratitude and delusion.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's all. I think this will be the last one. How?
You better pick a good one.
It kind of ties into the last one. So, how do I get over the fear of performing to a public audience? I'm invited to sing at a festival, and
Yay!
Yeah, I know. Congratulations! Congratulations for being invited to sing at a festival, firstly. And I performed before, obviously, in a group, but this is going to be solo.
Congrats!
And I'm very scared, and I need some advice. Okay. Firstly, congratulations. That's awesome. You're obviously doing amazing things if you were invited to sing solo. Let me tell you, from somebody who has done this professionally for 12 years, I performed my entire life. Since I performed on stages since I was 3 years old, because I started out as a dancer and in musical theater. Professionally, I've been doing this for 12 years. It's still scary. I'm not gonna lie. You still get nerves, but that's okay, because that means you care about it, right? And if you care about it, you're gonna want to do well, which means you're always gonna keep working, and it means you love it. And that's such an amazing thing. Getting over nerves when you're performing, it takes practice. It's just like if you play an instrument, or if you sing, your throat is an instrument, right? Anything you do, it takes practice to get better. So if you're not performing live a lot or performing in front of people a lot, you're gonna be nervous. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. Those nerves might still be there, but think about it this way. It's nerves, but it's also excitement. You're excited to be in front of people, and it's the exact same it's the exact same neurochemical in your brain, anxiety and excitement. It's the exact same one. So if you think, oh, I'm really excited, it actually changes your brain chemistry. So this comes into being delusional as well. When I got to Korea and have been doing this tour, I was so nervous, but I was also just a bit kind of delusional, just racking up all the shows that I got here on my tour. Felt a bit delusional to me. Just a bit. And then I did it, and I was just so excited to be here and so excited to. I did something recently in Japan that was pretty delusional. And rather than feeling nervous because I've been doing so many things that are outside of my comfort zone recently, I was just excited, and it made it feel a lot less scary. So I think practicing in front of people more often will definitely help you get over the nerves of being in front of people, but also doing things outside of your comfort zone more often will also help you kind of build that confidence and strength in yourself whenever you do these things alone. But yeah, it's just practice. It's just practice and delusion, gratitude and delusion. You know, be excited that you got invited to sing solo, and be grateful for it, and be excited to be performing in front of your friends and your family and a load of other people, and know that it takes time, and know that everybody gets nervous. If you've watched any interviews with top actors or top singers in the industry, they are still nervous, and it's because they care about it, and that's why they've had such long careers. You are not going to do this career if you don't care about it, so
Yeah.
be grateful.
And also,
Excited for yourself.
maybe because a similar thing is happening to me. Like, I've been doing acting for so long. I mean, my whole life, basically, is the only thing that I've been doing. But now I started with music, and I have my first, I'm performing at my first festival in a month. And I think, thank you. But I think what was making me so nervous, because I was going crazy, it's because I thought that I had to be perfect. I was like, this is my first festival, my first performance, and if I don't ace it, I'm not, people are not going to want to listen to me. And because I'm only starting in the music industry, like, I have to prove myself. And I think, yes, of course, you have to prepare and do good and be happy with what you do, but I think aiming for perfection can accentuate the nerves a lot. And now that I've kind of realized, I don't need to be perfect. Like, if I'm off pitch on that one part, nobody's gonna judge me. So I think maybe plan on having fun on stage. But I think, don't aim for perfection. And of course we all are, but try not to.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was, well said. All right, well, guys, hope you enjoyed Tea Talks with Kim and Annalise, and we'll be back with our next topic. If you have anything, if you have anything that you want to, any topics you want us to talk about, put it in the comments below. And we'll see you next time.
Bye. We love you.